Cafe 70 at the Museum of UnCut Funk. Today I'm going to make for you my take on barbecue sauce, and I have my ingredients laid out in front of me. I have here 10 cloves of garlic that I put a rough chop on, half of a green pepper, half of a red pepper, half of a yellow pepper, and 1 whole onion. I have here an ounce of Jack Daniels. I like to add whiskey to my barbecue sauce, and some Portuguese olive oil. In addition to that, I have 4 cups of ketchup, 1 cup of mustard, and 1/4 of an ounce of apple cider vinegar. Now I'll share with you my spices. I have cinnamon, dried pepper flakes, garlic powder, a pork rub mix, which might be unusual for some of you to put into your barbecue sauce mix, but I like to add it to give it a different flavor. I also have onion powder, and here I have a little thyme and parsley mix, dry herbs. It's always good to add dry herbs. And in the middle I have smoked paprika. So now what I'm going to do is turn my pot on. I'm going to add, I would say, about 1/4 of a cup or 1/3 of a cup of olive oil. And you can eyeball that. And then I'm going to add my fresh vegetables to the olive oil. Hi, we're back, and I've taken my vegetables off of the flame. I want to show you what translucent vegetables look like. I have not overcooked them. Again, I just wanted to get them a little sauteed. I put everything in the pot together, including the garlic. The garlic is not burned or anything. Now what I'm going to do once all of the ingredients are added and I cook this down, I'm going to take my hand mixer and then I'll mix that where everything gets smoothed out. But I still want to have bits and pieces of my fresh vegetables in my barbecue sauce. Now one of the things, the most important ingredient that I failed to tell you about earlier was the brown sugar. So I have 2 cups of brown sugar that I'm going to add to this. So let me put my spoon in the sink. Now first I'm going to take my ketchup, 4 cups of ketchup, and I'm going to add to this mix. Okay. I have 2 cups of, actually, excuse me, 1 cup of mustard. Now I'm going to take a scoop of this mustard and I'm going to add this. Maybe I'll take another one. We don't want to put everything in at one time. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want you to add as much mustard as you like to the barbecue sauce based on the way you want it to taste. So if it needs more mustard, I'll come back and add that. Mix this up. This is looking good. Now I'm going to add my 1/4 ounce of apple cider vinegar. I am going to do my shot of Jack Daniels, and depending on how that tastes, I might be adding more. And I'm going to slowly mix this up. Now I do this away from the stove when I'm adding any type of alcohol to cooking, because you never know, you don't want the flames to be too high and you have alcohol on the stove and then you have this humongous fire in your home. You don't even want to go through that. So now I'm mixing everything up. I'm going to put this back on my flame and I'm going to let this cook for about 20 minutes before I add my spices and my sugar. And I'm stirring up the barbecue sauce. Now it has been cooking for about 20 minutes now, and I must tell you, it really tastes good even without the herbs and sugar. So what I've decided to do was to add a little bit more Jack Daniels, because you can't go wrong when you add liquor to your food. So I'm going to add about half of that, and then if you don't mind, I'm going to finish the rest. Delicious. Okay, so now what I'm going to do after I mix this up is I'm going to take my spices and my herbs and I'm going to add that in. I'm going to mix that up here. Now once you get this back on the stove, I would encourage you to let this cook down for about 45 minutes. You want it to reduce, not to half, but just enough that everything is cooked thoroughly. And then we're going to get our hand blender and we're going to smooth this out. And I tell you, this sauce is great on ribs, it's great on pork chops, it's great on chicken. You know, you could even use it on salmon. I have been known to do that as well. Okay, it is smelling good. So now I'm going to add my 2 cups of sugar. Okay, I'm going to mix that in. And I'm going to put this back on the stove. And as it's cooking for the 45 minutes, I would encourage you to come every maybe 10 minutes or so and just stir, because we've added a lot of sugar and you don't want it to start to possibly burn while it's on the stove. Now I'm going to put this on a very low heat and I'm going to let it sit and cook again for 45 minutes, coming back to check it every 10, so make sure the sugar doesn't burn. So when we come back, the sauce should be done. The barbecue sauce is done. It's been resting for a few minutes. I'm going to open my lid because I can touch it without a mitt. I'm going to stir this up, and this is actually perfect. Has nice chunks of vegetables in there. It has cooked down for 45 minutes. I came back and I stirred every 10 minutes so to make sure the sugar was not burning as it was cooking. It's nice consistency. So I'm going to stop stirring. I'm going to get my hand mixer here. I have it on number 4, which is at a good speed. I'm just going to pop it right in here. And I'm mixing. Now, one of the things I want to tell you, when you use your hand mixer, don't raise it because your sauce will splatter all over the place. So as I stir with my mixer, I'm going to see how fine my vegetables have been chopped. And I'm going to mix this up a little more. Okay, I'm going to stop that. Bear with me one sec. I'm going to remove the bottom part of my mixer so I don't get sauce everywhere. And put that in the sink. I'm going to get my spoon and I'm going to stir. And as you can see, my vegetables have been minced by my hand mixer, and I have just the consistency I want. Now there's a few vegetables in here that are whole, but that's how I like my barbecue sauce. If you want yours minced a little bit more, by all means, continue to use your hand mixer. You can put this in the blender once it cools down, and even a food processor, and you can get your vegetables at the consistency you want. So there's my barbecue sauce. I like the way that looks. It actually tastes very good. So I hope that you will try this recipe. I hope you will enjoy this recipe as much as I do. And you know, again, you can try it on pork, you can try it on chicken, try it on salmon or any type of fish. It probably tastes good on beef. I haven't tried that yet on beef, but I'm sure it's equally as delicious. So this is Sista ToFunky. Hope you had a good time with me this evening as we made my favorite barbecue sauce. Good night.